revealed that the reason that her and the rapper Common decided to split for the second time. Yes, she's single now, apparently.
Well, I look like I'm uncommon.
She said it was because he didn't want to have kids. Would you break up with somebody because they didn't want to have kids or just wanted something different from their relationship? Okay, not question time to know. Yes.
That kind of thing is a non-negotiable thing. If she wanted something all her life, and you say, "Oh no, I changed my mind," I'd be like, "Well, you okay with me boning somebody else to get one, or what? What's going on? How we gonna do this?"
What if I didn't work down there?
Well,
what did that do work then?
What happened to love then?
Oh, I'm sorry. It
See
went
what
out
I'm
the
saying?
window.
Oh.
Well, I think.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I think if a man don't have kids, we'd be on the same page at this point. You know, because I pray for my monthly every month. You know what I mean? I thank God every month I have mine. So I think that would be something to, our Father that art in heaven. Hallowed be his name.
I'm like,
you know
Mother Nature, just send me an email.
Yeah.
You know, you're not pregnant. Cool.
Yeah.
But do you want kids?
Okay.
Oh,
I have a lot of children. Like they're like my little mentees. Here's the thing: is Angela is. She's between 38 and 40. She might have just had her 40th birthday. Let me not age her. I do not mean to do that, but she's between the ages of 38 and 40. Around that age, we ain't playing with you.
So it's
Let us know what your intentions are.
Yeah, because that's no way.
He ain't Common ain't finna.
Well, Common ain't no punk. Go and get a girl once in a while.
Common ain't playing. Common finna bounce out. He just kicking it for a little bit. He had left and he came back. He left again. What your mama say? Well, either stay in or stay out the house.
Well, you know what's interesting is Common just came out with this book. Forgive me, I don't remember the title of it right now, but prior to the book, I started wondering to myself, and I actually said this on my podcast, I was like, how come nobody's wifing Common up? Like, they're always worried about us and why, you know, who's claiming us and whatnot.
After Erykah Badu, can't nobody get to that book.
Well, Serena Williams too.
And I was just thinking, I was like, from Erykah Badu, Serena Williams, Angela Rye.
No kids. You right, G?
He has had a succession of not just incredibly beautiful women, but successful women, women that you would be proud, I think.
A man has a right to date many women as you want.
I started to think, I was just like, something's rotten in Denmark.
Absolutely.
That's telling to me.
Unless it's pull out there.
Enjoy yourself, man.
No. I think that we need to stop playing. Let the double standard, let it go. Like, we gotta start asking ourselves questions about you guys. How come you ain't wifed up? How come you ain't wifed up?
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with me? What's wrong with y'all?
What's wrong with you? I'm trying to get for being financially embarrassed. So what's up with that? Okay? I'm going to be African. I'm going to have about 9 wives.
You're right. They always pick us on us. Yeah,
no, it's not fair. I want to turn the tables on the guys.
Well, you guys did. You did it right. And it was great the way you did it. You kind of like didn't even spin the bottle. You turned it completely. You know what? I mean, it's open. I'll say that. For men that kind of date outside the box, if he's dating white chicks, black, whoever he's dating, let the relationship grow. Let it marinate. Let it take time. Just don't force me with too much. Don't do too much to me. Then I'm kind of like, I'm losing like and love with you all in one round. Let things go naturally. Don't push it on me. Well, I need a baby and I need a Jaguar next month. No.
They go well together, though.
I'm just saying.
It's a package deal.
It's a package deal.
No,
but the truth is,
what about the struggling mothers on the bus?
Men who are married, though, live longer. They benefit. Men benefit from marriage. Women do not.
Allegedly.
We married all 3 of them.
Most husbands die in the marriage before the wife. So
so we're happy, we're good.
That's all. He's trying to live his best life.
No.
He like, something told me if I sign this paper, I'm gonna...
The Bible say, you can't get an amen. The Bible,
you're right.
The Bible say when a man meets a woman, he meets a good thing.
Right.
So he's shortchanging himself.
I will say that the one
That's
thing...
why he keep coming back, though.
Because he knows look at her. She's brains. She's the definition of brains
But
and
look
beauty.
at it. That's common. That's a light skin, man. Look at him.
Oh, Lord, this dude. They're not
coming back, black tendencies, though.
Well, you know what he did say? What he did say in his book was he said that he discovered through therapy that he was addicted to the feeling of love. And that when it started to, when you leave the honeymoon phase and problems start to come up, suddenly he was like looking at them with the hairy eyeball, and it's like, no, this is what happens in relationships. This is the for better or for worse part that you're hoping to get to. you got to kind of ride it out and see what
Some
happens.
kind of way, we just kind of look over and audience reaction when he's saying that part.
You're making it sound real pretty, but that's what it is.
It's for better or worse.
I've been accused of being very diplomatic at times. Okay, well,
you made it sound very flowery and had a nice fragrance to it.
I did. I tried to, put lipstick on a pig. But not shocking, moving right along, not shocking, Michelle Obama was named America's most admired woman once again.
There you go, Michelle.
Who else misses Auntie Shell in the White House?
I miss her.
Auntie Mimi.
Yeah.
I miss her.
I miss her so much.
Such class.
I just miss her because we got a porn star now. I just we just flip like, hey, she posing naked with a snake.
You know what?
What's going on?
Her 8 years in the White House, I worked out.
You did?
Yeah, when she left, I quit working out.
You was going to try to meet her?
We need her back. No, she just motivated you. You know what I'm saying? You get up, you be like, dang, Michelle, now I see this dude. Now I was like, oh, I can live my best life. I can still outrun him. You know what I'm saying?
You're talking about Trump.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's divert the conversation because Michelle Obama is just so likable. Trump, what's everybody's thoughts? Impeachment? Is he going to?
There's a little breeze in here.
I don't think the Senate is going to vote.
Oh, they're not. No.
Absolutely. You know that.
Before it's all over, he's going to be on American Gangster.
What's that?
Think so?
He's going to have his own series on American Gangster.
He already is
Straight up.
Yeah.
I mean, I ain't pulling cards, but he's going to have his own series on American Gangster.
But what do you guys think about the idea that Democrats, black people, definitely they tend to vote Democrat. What do you think about the idea that Democrats do not have our back, that we are voting against our interests, and that we should be voting Republican regardless of who the Republican candidate is? What are your thoughts?
It's been designed like that from day one. We just catching on.
Yeah.
A lot of us are just now getting into politics, and so it's like a lot of our grandmothers, oh, you gonna get out of my house if you ain't. You're like, what? Yeah. It's like, so once you get old enough to make that decision, make sure you make it wise. That's all I want.
And that's the whole thing. We've never really been brought up in politics. African American culture, we haven't. So now once you get a little bit of an education and you can watch the news that brings it into your home, now you got an opinion. Right. Now you say, okay, now I know what I should be voting for. Exactly. Because we never knew who to vote for. I was voting for Charlie Brown all these years.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? So that's now you have a platform, and now you have a guide to who to vote for. You can see, and a lot of times the news sways you too. So
that's true. But ladies, I mean, honestly, hasn't it been difficult to listen to him talk? Because I mean, from the 2016 election, or prior to it when he was running, the grab him by the hoo-ha, all the comments that he makes about women and disparaging comments, and just like, what's your thoughts about him? Just from like his moral compass, just seems to just.
Oh, that's a tough one.
I'm just not surprised by that, though. That's the thing. Like, I've never listened to him. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh, come on, the man full of locker room talk. The man is full of locker room talk.
He gonna be on what, American Gangster?
I never listened to him.
So we shouldn't be bothered by the things that he says, the disparaging things he says about women. It's just locker room talk, and we should just like ignore it.
No, I don't think it's locker room talk. I think it's a reflection of the society we live in anyway. So people blame Trump for all kind of isms, but let me tell you, all that stuff is already out there. We in California, blue state, let's kiss each other and smoke weed or whatever. But I'm from Texas, and people feel that way. You know what I'm saying?
They let you know.
Red states feel that. No, they're nice, they're polite, but they still feel that way.
And everybody knows with power, there's an abuse of power. Yeah. And men abusing power, and women, because I don't want to, y'all got the testosterone.
I don't want to grab us by the...
No, we don't. No, maybe. But I don't know what to say to that. Yes, I do want to grab you by it. Okay.
Sometimes
but with power, there's an abuse of power, right? And I think some people, it's split because some people just appreciate his honesty. Some people like the fact that we think you do it, we know you're doing it behind closed doors, but God dang it, you saying it in front of our face. So, I'll commend you for that. Because I do know a couple people that support Trump.
I hear you about that, but one thing that he gives hope to cowards. And that's one of the things that I don't like.
Does.
He gives hopes to cowards.
He enables.
Absolutely.
He emboldens.
These guys that was in the house, that's hiding behind your computer, stay there.
Yeah.
Because if you come outside, we got something for you.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, he gives cowards hope.
Yes.
But they feel like it's their day. You know what I'm saying? They waited, and it's their day. So now they have a right to clown because they got support, which means, I mean, you know, where there's an action, there's a reaction, right? So, okay, y'all go ahead and brag and do y'all support, but if you come in my space, I'm going to whoop your ass.
Well, that's it.
Nobody
And we need to go back to whooping ass.
But nobody really looks at the big picture on how he gets the black votes, where he takes the Steve Harveys, he takes all these political black leaders.
They do about religion.
He takes all our quote-unquote black spokesmen of the year, and he runs behind them, they run behind him, and, you know, the check gets cut. And then we have all these people that's just, you know, Donald Trump to the max.
True.
And 6 months later, then what? Tax cuts, problem, then this and that, then, oh, get him out of there.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
What I found to be shocking is that Barack Obama and Donald Trump tie for 2019's most admired man in the U.S.
Now, how that happened, I don't know.
How?
That's what I'm talking about.
I think it was that one slogan, grab them.
I was like, we can get behind that. No.
I'm just going to say one thing. Russia.
Russia, they hacked that?
That shit ain't possible right there.
Right.
Yeah.
I think
Somebody
it's also
changed some numbers somewhere. That ain't possible right
I
there.
feel as though Trump has two people behind him, and we see the you know, people with the torches and stuff like that, and we see that group. But the hidden group is the middle class. Things are moving from a racial thing to slightly and getting to a classism, to where if you make a certain amount of money, you want those tax breaks.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it,
And I
but
want
I
them.
know
We want
someone.
them taxes.
My brother, he does very well for himself. He's in that 250,000 mark, right? And he said he voted for Trump, and that's why they passed no chicken at Thanksgiving. I said, you're gonna starve in my house, but at the same time,
Send him to my auntie's house. He can get some of that.
and it's a class thing. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? When you make a certain amount of money, you want as much
want
money
the
back
tax
as
breaks,
possible.
yeah. Yes.
So I've been finding that many business owners have been Trump followers.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I have a friend who is a very successful hedge fund. He runs a hedge fund, and he loves Trump, and I'm just like, oh, I really love him, but let's just not have this conversation because I just can't. But I'm willing to listen just from the perspective. He's just like, it's money. That's all it is.
Yeah. It's all about business. It's like a business mentality.
Yeah, he's been great for the market and that sort of thing.
It's funny to see the certain poor people, because it is a class thing. Certain poor people always Trump. I'm like, he ain't helping y'all asses. You ain't helping.
He said it's going to help me with my trailer.
No, not going to change my tires.
Come on.
Okay, well, speaking of, you know, the whole kind of, you know, Me Too thing, you know, because of Trump's comments and Harvey Weinstein and whatnot, Oprah is being criticized openly by 50 Cent and Russell Simmons because, you know, she was the executive producer of Leaving Neverland, and now she's about to premiere her documentary on Russell Simmons. In Sundance, so it's coming up.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to see it.
I'm trying to see it too.
So she's been openly criticized by 50 Cent, by Russell Simmons, and other people for targeting black men and turning a blind eye to her old boy Harvey Weinstein.
Absolutely.
A lot of other people who, you know, lack melanin. But why are you coming
But why is the blind eye? But why is the blind eye towards her own? Why? When I say her own, well, let's be honest. Who's she with? Who's she playing with? I love Oprah. I can say nothing wrong for her, but it come a time that you just got to be right, and right is right, and wrong is wrong. Put everybody in the book.
Right.
Yeah.
Put everybody in the book.
But they can't touch everybody.
Yeah.
Maybe he's the one that they kind of let him touch for right now. And my thing is, if I have a chance to take down someone who's done this harm to women,
bullshit. If you're gonna dig a dead man up and write a book on him, you can do one on them.
what you say?
Absolutely. Okay, if you can dig a dead man up and write a book on him, you can write one on them.
But you're saying he should get away with it because he's black?
Michael Jackson somewhere, he can't believe Oprah.
Okay, but Russell Simmons is very much alive. Is he in the country?
He is somewhere yogaed out with his feet lying up, nervous.
The last I heard, he was in Bali. You know, he's a big yogi. And so there's a lot of temples, and there's also no extradition. So I thought that was just a really interesting place for him to go. And I don't know. I want to watch the documentary. I do.
I do too.
I really want to see it.
It goes back to what you were saying about the abuse of power.
And I think you're thinking from a woman perspective before a woman of color perspective.
I understand
So
how
as a
y'all
woman,
feel.
I feel as though if these women have been taken advantage of, I don't know if you've been taken advantage of, you know, at late night in the club, somebody slipped some of your drink or something.
Somebody
but
got
as a
one time
woman,
enough.
if there was any woman of color who've been abused, you should say something. They should have some type of voice. Now I'm not gonna think, oh no, not to the brother, let him run amok. Now if Oprah is in her spirit and she's just up there just picking, targeting black men, of course that's her issue. But at the same time, I have to celebrate the victory of any person of power abusing power.
But it's just, but we looking at it is, it's been a lot of people abusing women before this cat. So this is the dude that you choose to pick?
Let me just interject on that. Just let me just tell a story about this.
Maybe he didn't.
You want to know what I see constantly in the comments is questioning the woman's integrity or the validity of her story as to why did it take you so long to say something. You know, and so I was just a couple weeks ago before the Christmas holiday, I was sitting where you guys were. Claudia was here, and and I decided to share a story about me having participated in music videos, and at one point, I'm 21 years old from Canada. You step on my foot, I say sorry. You know what I mean? Like, we're really like that. And I was in a room, and it was a ghost face, Shayla Ghost. And you know, a bunch of guys, you know, one by one came into the room. Before I knew anything, there was like 7 guys in the room. I'm there by myself in this little tiny dress, and you know, and I'm scared. And they start to like, oh hi, Miss Ford, and start touching my leg and touching my arm and touching my face. And behind me was I was sitting in a chair. Behind me was a wall, so I couldn't go anywhere, and I was terrified. Terrified. I'm terrified of being wrong. I'm terrified that this is actually happening. I'm terrified that I'm completely confused. I don't know, should I scream and should I make a scene? And a cameraman happened to come into, it was the craft services room, happened to come into the room, looked at the look of sheer terror on my face and said, I think they need you on set, Melissa.